John Fields. Defense set the table for the offense. John Fields was a monster. The big fourth down stop, then the sack and the fumble, setting up the winning touchdown to Ray Butler out of the University of Washington with the finish. Hawks win. Hawks win, and Brian Baker honored the defense's effort with a monster second half, including a couple of touchdowns for the victory late. Tonight, the Hawks again meet a team that beat them earlier in the season, but they're under new management, and they are feeling it. Straight ahead, the AF2 on FSN. So Everett has that first victory of the season. Got it last week by avenging a 5-point loss to a team that had beaten it earlier in the year. Birmingham comes to the Pacific Northwest, trying to keep that Lightning from striking a second time tonight at the Everett Event Center. Welcome in Brian Davis, looking at an Everett team now that may have turned its season around with that great comeback last week against Stockton. And we look at the encore tonight with a new member of our broadcast crew. This is a guy who was at the helm during the glory days at Western Washington University when the Vikings earned a #1 national ranking. Jason Stiles piled up the points and enjoyed particularly his successes against Central Washington. Jason went on to a career in arena football. Delighted to have you alongside tonight. Welcome home.
It's great to be a part of the broadcast. I'm not sure where that footage came from. It's way back in the archives, but it's also great to be back part of the indoor game tonight.
Well, we have our sources, and you understand the importance of the fact that the Hawks scored the last 20 points of that ball game last week against Stockton to win it.
Yeah, and usually it's offense that does that, but it was started with the defense. As the defense and John Fields, they ended up slanting towards the short side of the field, and they met Bill Goodman with a rude awakening at the goal line. And as they do that, they turn that momentum, they get a stop, they go straight over to the offense.
Offense takes the ball then and drives the length of the field to stick it in the house.
They sure did. They went to their moneymaker, Hassan Brock, and he catches the touchdown pass. They say, well, that one big defensive stop saved the season. It sounds great on paper. We'll have to see if the rubber hits the road tonight.
Well, Birmingham took the lumber last week to make and scored 71 points and did it without their best receiver, one of the best guys in AF2.
He did, but where he leaves off, Ryan Hawks steps in, the quarterback, throwing for almost 30 touchdowns this year. He's got a great trio of receivers, all about 6'4" in height, so it's going to be a lot of good defense for Everett tonight if they want to come away with their second victory in as many weekends.
Early April, the Hawks went to Birmingham and lost by 5, but Tony Wells is now the coach. He has turned things around with attitude at the top of the list. Stand by. Hawks and Steeldogs next on FSN.
He's my friend, and I'm happy to say we like peas in a pod. We like it that way. We got a bucket of laughs. It's a gas, and he's my very best friend. He's my friend.
Perfect Fit Checking from Sterling Savings Bank. Designed to fit your life and your lifestyle perfectly. Choose from free to fully loaded and everything in between. Only from Sterling. The perfect fit bank.
The FSN Baseball Report takes you around the bases of the national pastime. It's a half-hour packed with team reports, analysis with an inside pitch, the headlines and newsmakers, plus all the plays of the week. The FSN Baseball Report, Friday at 6.
Dart's most skilled players aim for the title of the greatest in the world.
Sweet, sweet dog!
See who's master of the board. World Championships of Darts, today on FSN.
This is the only place to find your teams with over 300 live games. This is what a sports network should be. This is where you get the inside stories. This is where you can hear from the experts. This is FSN, where Northwest fans come first.
I helped build it.
So did I.
We're helping too.
Nosotros ayudamos, ahora es nuestra.
Musicians are helping too. We help build it. We all help build it.
Rosen and I helped build it too. Through 30 years and 200,000 houses, Habitat for Humanity has been building homes and lives in America and around the world.
Habitat for Humanity. Support the work in your community. Visit habitat.org.
Everett Hawks football on FSN Northwest is brought to you by Story Construction. Story Construction, a proud partner of the Everett Hawks. And by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Everett Hawks, offering over 3,000 nonstop flights to 62 destinations all across the country. Beautiful evening along the Puget Sound. The Hawks have rebuilt their attitude as well as a good part of their team, but a key man last week, Tavarius Davis, 3 touchdowns, but out this week because of a groin injury. Now the Hawks have picked up a couple of other guys that they think should make a difference. The fans here, remember, they were spoiled last year by a 15-1 run through the old NIFL. Big crowd here tonight at the Everett Event Center. Ron Selesky is in his first season at the helm of the Birmingham Steeldogs. He was the 2002 Coach of the Year at Albany when he won a division title. Tony Wells met the Hawks owner Sam Adams through the trainer of the Cincinnati Bengals. Sam Adams now playing for Cincinnati, and Tony Wells coached in Cincy last year. Craig Hawley is into it. The Hawks won the toss and will defer. The kickoff taken by Sills, knocked down by Teray Butler across the 10-yard line. First down for Birmingham from their own 11.
I tell you, special teams is a big part of this game. Sam Adams had a talk with Tony Wells and said, listen, we need our best athletes on the field in special teams. They got it right there, and Teray Butler and company come up with a big tackle.
Ryan Hawk started his collegiate career at Miami of Ohio, but there was some guy named Roethlisberger that he couldn't quite get around on the depth chart, so he finished his career at Ohio University in the Mid-America Conference. Hawk has been the main man. 71 points last week as the Steeldogs defeated Macon 71-30. Hawk throwing to the flat. Pass complete near a first down. Lawrence Story, the Steeldogs' leading receiver, coming into the ball game with 35 catches for 453 yards and a pair of touchdowns. I say their leading receiver for the guy who is on the field. They are missing Kerry Wright, who is third in AF2 at 111 yards a game. But again, they did that business against Macon last week without Wright.
Yeah, and Bradley Chavez, their offensive specialist tonight, is no slouch. 3 touchdowns in his action last week.
On 2nd and 1, the pitch to the big guy, the fullback around the corner, Terrell Broughton. Broughton played his collegiate ball at Southern Mississippi. Actually got a taste with the Cleveland Browns, rumbling across the midfield stripe. First down.
He got going downhill in a hurry. Typically, when you run the football in arena football, it's a disadvantage. You have 3 blockers to their 5 defenders, but that time Birmingham got to the outside pretty quick and converted.
For a big guy, 6'3", 265, showed good speed around the edge. Clay Harrell saw him tonight, the veteran out of South Dakota State. I said, is there any part of your body that doesn't hurt right now? And he says, I don't think so. Hawk complete at the 20-yard line. The pass is hauled down by Chavez, but penalty markers are down all over the field. Hawk got
games. They test the short routes to loosen up the defense, but whoever committed the foul this last time, they didn't do it secretly.
Chavez last week, 11 catches, 155 yards.
Offside, number 99, defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
Bernie Hulsher is the referee.
Well, if he was going to jump offsides, he got his money's worth, because there wasn't anybody in the arena that didn't see him jump offside. So the 3-yard penalty in arena football, and they'll tee it up again on first down.
I think they actually got 97, Ufoma Pella, who with John Fields could be a pretty good bookend pair, but this gives the Steeldogs 1st and 5 inside now, the Everett 20-yard line on the near side. Chavez in motion, slanting across the field and scoring. Touchdown as Hawk gets the ball away. Somebody got a hand on it, but Hawk to Chavez. And on the first drive of the ball game, the Steeldogs are on the board, just like they jumped Macon a week ago.
I tell you what, all kinds of time for Hawk. You take a look at Chavez, hits the line of scrimmage at full steam, gets Teray Butler turned all around on the post corner and slides into that front side of the end zone. Early score for Birmingham.
Chavez with 5 touchdowns a week ago and 1 early tonight. The extra point attempt, Alex Walls, played collegiately at the University of Tennessee. Walls gets it away. Hawk got it down, but it's no good wide. So Hawk to Chavez. 6 points on the board. Everett's first touch on the way on FSN.
Bad credit? Need a dependable vehicle? Pierre Money Mart guarantees credit approval. Guaranteed credit approval. Apply online or call
800-800-8553, where your car credit is guaranteed.
Beacon Plumbing of Kent, Washington is a customer of Banner Bank, and you might see their truck heading up to Bellingham to help another Banner customer, Smith Gardens, with their plumbing. Now, Smith Gardens delivers plants to Pacific Building Center in Blaine, run by Bob and Pam Christensen and their dog Dutchie. And every summer, Bob, Pam, and Dutchie head to the Tri-Cities to watch this hydroplane sponsored by, you guessed it, Beacon Plumbing. It just goes to show that we're all in some way connected to the same bank.
Bad credit? Need a dependable vehicle? Pierre Money Mart guarantees credit approval. Guaranteed credit approval. Apply online or call
800-800-8553, where your car credit is guaranteed.
Arena football, demonstrated by Kurt Warner and John Elway. Arena quarterbacks pass almost every play. Score so high you'll need oxygen. Running for the sidelines? What sidelines? Offense also plays defense. Oh, one more thing. The field, only 50 yards long.
Watch the Arena Football League, Season 20 on FSN.
Brian Davis and Jason Stiles at the Everett Event Center. Young Bradley Chavez out of UAB. So in Birmingham, he is a hometown hero, and he pays off a quick drive to the house as Birmingham scores with the opening kickoff.
So much of this game is predicated on those middle routes, and they have an option to go to the post or go to the corner. He really got Trey Butler turned around, but that's the best part about arena football. That is not the last score we're going to see, and the Hawks are going to have their first chance to attack Birmingham.
As Walls resets the ball on the tee, we'll remind you that tonight on FSN Live, we'll wrap up all the action from the Mariners game, plus highlights from the Storm, updates from Corvallis as the Beavers try to advance in the NCAA baseball tournament. All tonight at 10 right here on FSN. Everett, the Hawk, having a little fun in the opposite end zone, so they're going to hold the kick. Back at the other end, Walls showing a little bit of the jitters, but this guy who played in the SEC major college football, Hassan Brockman, was awarded the cutter catch of the week by AF2 for his winning score. Great jump ball, nicely placed by Brian Baker. We'll talk about that present. Walls fires this one, hooks it into the stands, and so Everett will take over with decent field position. Brian Baker last week barely missed in the second half. Baker's numbers against Stockton, 33 of 51 for 336 yards and 5 touchdowns. One of those interceptions, by the way, was not a pick, it was a fumble, but Baker will take it because they won the ball game.
He sure will, and he did a nice job of being patient last week against Stockton. Good time in the pocket. They like to get after it, does Birmingham on the defensive line, so we'll see how he does tonight.
Brockman in motion on the near side. The ball bounces in front of him, incomplete on the first touch. Baker is not a very mobile quarterback, and so if you've got some big guys who can maybe pin their ears back a little bit. One thing about Birmingham's defensive front, tall.
Well, I tell you what, Birmingham across the board is just big. The receivers are big, the linebackers are big, and you got big Dion DuBois down there at 6'1", 310. He's going to move some people around, and he did right there, knocking the quarterback on his backside.
Baker for Brockman again. This time catches and gathers and gains 7 yards along the near side dashers, bringing up 3rd down and short for the Hawks, who are 6th in the AF2 at 49%. Eric Harris, the defensive back out of Liberty University. It's Jerry Falwell's school in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Harris with the tackle 3rd and short again for the Hawks, 49% on 3rd down.
Well, they got to take what the defense gives them. They get a little bit tighter up here, but they want to isolate Hassan Brockman on the far side.
Baker has the pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. David Daniel, he's listed as 6 feet, but he played 6'5" there out of the University of Alabama. Daniel 6 feet 290. knocks the pass down. It's 4th down for the Hawks.
On 4th down, you think football, you think kick a field goal or punt it away. Not this team. Coach likes to keep it going on 4th down, knowing that unless it's an automatic field goal, with the field goal post being 5 feet higher and half as wide, we're going to take our shot and put the pressure on the defense.
Farther back, would you try a field goal and play the net game with them? This, though, you're in Steeldogs territory. And Baker going down the field. The pass is intercepted. Great athletic move is made by the defensive specialist, Bobby Keys. That is his 6th interception of the year, and he kind of sticks it to the Hawks fans and does a little bit of the Hawk dance himself as he takes the ball away from Brockman for the pick.
Well, I think his instincts took over smarts, as right here you see him come right underneath Brockman. A good play by Keys, but probably not a smart play, as that was 4th down. If he knocks that ball away, they get a lot better field position out towards the middle of the field and puts Everett on its heels. As it worked out for Everett, that's as good a thing as could have happened if it was going to be intercepted, as they now have Birmingham backed inside their own 5.
From the 3-yard line, Chavez in motion and quickly gathers, and Myers knocks him down. And is the ball loose? No, incomplete, down by contact. The ruling, some indecision, but quickly from the far side, the official waves it off. So it is 2nd down, and Chavez got shuttered by little Milton Myers.
He sure did. Milton Myers comes in from that corner spot, closes in on Chavez. Chavez has no idea he's there, and boom, puts a lick on him. Tough to tell from that perspective whether or not it was a catch, but let's hope that wakes Everett up, gives the crowd a little energy, and gives that defense a little bit of energy to make a play.
It's a couple of times they've thrown that quick pass into the gap in amongst the Everett receivers. So on 2nd and 10, Hawks sacked by John Fields for the safety. Fields, the defensive hero a week ago for the Hawks in the victory over Stockton, and puts the Hawks on the board with another big play.
John Fields has dominated the defensive line of scrimmage, and this is what the quarterback sees. Takes the snap, nothing but number 93 right in his grill from the start, doesn't even have a chance, and the Hawks get on board with defense first with the safety, and they're going to get the ball right back.
Only 5 quarterback sacks for the season coming in, make it now 6. Fields has half of those, and all of them have been momentum-changing plays.
Well, I talked with Coach Tony Wells, asked him about John Fields, and he said, you know, he's a guy that dominates the game, but because of his energy, he makes everybody else around him better. So John Fields, once again, makes his presence felt in the crucial stages of last week's game. Right at the very beginning of this game, gets the Everett Hawks crowd into it, gets them on the scoreboard, and they're going to get the ball right back.
Tony Wells says Fields out of Mount Rainier High School is almost scary quiet. Just comes up and says, Coach, am I going to play this week? And you're afraid to tell him no.
He's big enough, and you obviously see what he does on the field. Whatever you want, Fields.
They've got some wind currents down at that end. That's about the 3rd time this season that we've seen the ball blow off the tee. It's not supposed to happen in AF2. We're indoors.
That's right. No breezes allowed, especially these field goal kickers are saying that, hey, listen, the goalposts are already squeezed. You're going to throw a breeze in here? That's not fair.
Walls, another low line drive, this off the nets. Brockman with a little trouble fielding. Gets it blocked. It's sprung to the outside across the 15-yard line before he's knocked down by Keys. But a nice block to spring Brockman, who didn't have much to begin with. Hawks on the board and looking for more mid-first quarter at the Everett Event Center. 6-2 Steeldogs.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. We discovered the new Mojito Burrito with the tasty new sauce of lime and cilantro. The new Mojito Burrito from Taco Del Mar. It's our favorite by far.
Taste fulfilled.
When does a car become more? Is it with more power?
And survived 10 last week to defeat Stockton. Ekweme is a good-sized guy, but you do have to play smart. Baker stumbles, but finds Cockfield all alone on the near side. Dashers. Cockfield is pinned then by Michael Golar out of Mississippi State, the defensive specialist, so gets a fair amount of that back. second down. We'll call it 7.
Well, Tony Wilson is the guy that likes to go downfield as an offensive coordinator, but early on, you've got to take what the defense gives you. You look at the defense for Birmingham, they're playing off, they're giving them that underneath stuff, and give Baker credit. That's what he's doing.
Baker to the far side. Great catch by Adrian Cockfield for the first down inside the Steeldogs 20-yard line. Cockfield, by the way, was the guy who threw the block for Brockman to get them out of jail on the kickoff. This time he moves the chains. Another first down for the Hawks in Birmingham territory.
Tell you what, these guys are so deep at receiver, they're really interchangeable. You take a look at this play here as Baker drops back to pass, and this play works in any type of football environment. It's a simple out route. As Cockfield turns on a dime, Baker puts it where only he can catch it, and they're in business again with the first down.
11-yard play, Baker pumping, now floating for a last week. Touchdown, Everett. The last 3 Hawks touchdowns have been Baker to Brockman.
So this is one of their favorites called Z-Loop. Hassan Brockman's going to play off of what the safety does. See the safety come up in man coverage. Brockman just takes off, turns into a little sandlot football, and just like that, the Hawks are on top.
Bobby Keys had the interception, but he's kind of having a tough night. Mental mistake and now gets beaten badly on the touchdown. Craig Hawley out of the University of Washington is good on the extra point, and so the Hawks responding to adversity early tonight, scoring 9 unanswered, safety plus the touch, and on the high side against the Steeldogs.
The stars are out and the entertainment is heating up in June at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5.
June 10th, get down and get funky with the Ohio Players. June 17th, boxing up close and live in the showroom. And June 25th, the one and only Leanne Rhymes. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster or at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5 Tacoma, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
He's my friend, and I'm happy to say we like peas in a pod. We like it that way, we got a bucket of laughs. It's a gas, and he's my very best friend. He's my friend till the...
No matter what you need the money for, a perfect fit loan from Sterling Savings Bank delivers. Stop by and let us find the perfect loan for you. Only from Sterling, the perfect fit bank.
FSN Live is your all-access pass to the action you live for and the teams you can't live without. FSN Live connects you to the players and events like no one else can.
When we get stopped like that, we're able to get out and run them.
With cameras on Northwest universities and in-depth analysis from Bill Kruger, Kevin Calabro, and Hall of Famers Lenny Wilkins and Warren Moon. Experience the Northwest sports scene like never before. FSN Live, where the action is. Before the game, after the game, and every night at 10.
On their feet and supporting the home team. Hawley has just converted to give Everett a 9-6 lead. Steve Sills off the net. Flying tackle by Milton Myers. Former 3-sports star at Mariner High School, and oh, he can get her done. Look at that, getting off the block as well.
I want to tell you, Brian, I was at a practice on Thursday. They completely revamped that special teams, going back to what I said earlier, to get their best athletes on the field. Milton Myers said, hey, coach, I'm too old for this. I'm one of the oldest guys out here. Well, very clearly, Milton, you just proved yourself wrong. You're the first guy down there on the jet, and you put yourself in great position, your defense in great position, starting Birmingham's next drive at the 7.
Myers is pushing 30. Doesn't play like it.
Not at all. The guy's quick as a hiccup and weighs all of about 140 pounds, soaking wet.
Oh, I like you. Quick as a hiccup. Hawk to the outside. Story gathers and has himself a first down at the 20-yard line.
You look at the timing of that play. it's pretty tough to defend when you've got a quarterback that's thrown on time and Hawk, and you've got a receiver in Lawrence Story. Not only is he 6'5", but he can stop on a dime. Great hand-eye coordination, then finishes upfield. By the time Cockfield gets to him, it's a first down.
We talk about guys with Division I experience. Well, how about out of the SWAC, which is considered the Black Athletic Conference? He played at Jackson State. Really good football played down there.
And a lot of passes through the air up at Jackson State as well.
Fields jumped offside. Was he drawn? I'm not sure. John Fields actually got it across the line of scrimmage, realized the ball had not been snapped.
Made it to the quarterback.
Tried
93
to get
defense.
back. No contact.
5 yards from the previous spot.
They blow it down because contact was made with Hawk, but it is a penalty against John Fields, the Hawks' 3rd foul of the night.
A lot of times they try to do is anticipate with the quarterback's cadence in normal football, and although John Fields is on the opposite side, they'll also try and time it up by the motion.
That's the thing. With the guy in motion, a lot of times the quarterback will take the snap and call for it as the motion guy hits the line of scrimmage. And sometimes that can fool you. Hawk firing off the hands, off balance. Michael Fox, who recovered the fumble last week that Fields forced to set up the game-winning touchdown. Fox came in as if untouched, and so Hawk has to throw off balance. His intended receiver, Theo Sanders, out of Alabama, just signed this week by the Steeldogs.
I'll tell you, Michael Fox showed why he's one of the top defensive linemen on this team, as he was in the lap of Ryan Hawk before he had a chance to do anything. Good job by Hawk just getting rid of the football.
And great size at 6'4", 312. 2nd down and short. Sanders sweeping to the right side for the first down inside the Everett 20-yard line.
I'll tell you, the impressive thing about that play, and in arena football, everybody's going both ways. So you might have defensive linemen playing offensive line, but I tell you, they're really doing a nice job at the point of attack in getting position on their blocks, and they were able to turn the corner again without the numbers advantage, and the receivers doing a nice job cutting them down on the outside as well.
7-yard play gives the Steeldogs first down. Hawk pumps now for the end zone. Story across the dasher boards. Did he have possession? No. Would not have gotten his feet down is the ruling. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, what happens is Story did not come down with that ball with his feet down before he hit the wall. And in arena football, that's out of bounds. You've got to have established your foot on the turf as opposed to just landing on the wall. Because he hit that wall, retained possession, and went into the crowd, but he does not have a foot down. As you see, he hits that wall first. And you got to put that one on Ryan Hawk, the quarterback. It was just a little pump and go, trying to take advantage of Cockfield being aggressive. He laid it up there a little bit too softly, and that caused the ball to float.
Chavez in motion. Hawk looking again for Story. Same way. Good coverage by Cockfield. Incomplete.
I tell you, you're going to see some great home field advantage by the fans in this one. His Story trying to use that height at 6'5", going up against Cockfield at just 5'10". The ball got tipped up, and his Story goes for it again. You're going to see one of the fans for Everett reach in and try and knock that ball away. Story gets it popped away, and there goes the ball into the crowd. Story was going to reach for it, but that thing slipped away. It's a souvenir now. So the Everett Hawks, they get a ninth defender on that one, and they've got 3rd down.
3rd and 10. Hawk to Story, but the play is blown down, leading us to believe that is against Ron Selesky's Steeldogs.
2 fouls on the play. We have a false start on the offense, shutting the play down. We have a dead ball personal foul number 93, continuing on to the quarterback. We'll go back 5 yards, and then we'll go assess a 10-yard.
John Fields with the personal foul. They come to practice on Monday. He will be running the stands. Tony Wells punishes personal fouls by having his players run up into the upper deck, run the circumference of the arena, and then back downstairs.
And I tell you what, that one's a tough personal foul to call, because the whistle comes, but it comes a little bit late. And when you're John Fields, you see a quarterback getting ready to throw the ball, you're going to try and go after him. It's a very touchy personal foul. But I tell you what, you're right. Tony Wells is going to enforce that either or, because 10-yard penalties cost you a lot on a 50-yard field.
And converts third down to first. Hawk. Story on the inside slant. Ball comes out. Kai Ziegler falls on it for Everett, but he was down. Second down and short at the 5.
That time Story stays underneath. The Hawks fall into a zone defense that leaves a little bit of room under the middle. As you see Hawk deliver the ball to Story, a big target at 6'5", as he's down on contact. A couple nice hats being put on him as Everett Hawks swarming gang defense. But nonetheless, Birmingham, the Steeldogs, convert and come up now with second and short just outside of the 5-yard line for the Hawks.
Maybe we're partial, but that looked like that ball was out, as in a fumble. Hawk sprinting to the end zone off a good block for his fullback touchdown.
Well, I tell you, when they do run the ball, they're effective are the Steeldogs. That time, Hawk just takes a step behind, follows that lead blocker. So an effective running game from the Steeldogs tonight. Running not much a part of arena football, but it is tonight for Birmingham.
Back up to the reception by Story. You make the call. Looked like that ball was already squirting out behind the elbow, but it's waved off, and Hawk scores the rushing touchdown to give the Steeldogs a lead. There has been a score on every possession so far tonight, save the one stop by the interception.
Sure has. It's arena football at its finest, but go back to the penalty as the extra point is missed once again by Birmingham. But you go back to that penalty, instead of fourth down, it now is first down. That creates extra opportunities. Extra opportunities turn into points for Birmingham.
Late in the first quarter, we are riding the seesaw as Lawrence Story again playing the lead role at receiver in place of the injured Kerry Wright, who is third in AF2 at 111 yards a game. Wright was a guy against Everett on April the 8th at 9 catches and 3 touchdowns. Story had the winning touchdown against the Hawks back at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center.
Well, he certainly creates a mismatch for really any defender out there. His size alone at 6'5", 205 pounds, very lanky player. So a jump ball is a real good go-to play for them. But when he can run routes the way he can coming across the middle, he's going to provide a lot of challenges. The good part in arena football is you get a chance to respond very quickly, and the Everett offense will here after the kick.
Likely the final play of the first quarter. Continuous clock except for the final minute of each half. Better flow tonight because there have been fewer penalties, even though 4 have been assessed to Everett. Myers has a little trouble. Gets it back on the bounce. Keys picks it. Myers gets out and has a chance to get some more. Look at Milton Myers, 153 pounds. Albeit 30 years old, of pure desire.
Sure is. I tell you, a guy that's that small is slippery. He's tough to bring down. You get one arm on him, he spins out of it. And Milton Myers, I saw him coming into the arena tonight. He said, "You're going to be talking about me tonight."
Well, had to prove you right, and he has on the seesaw. Birmingham with a slight lead as we go to the second quarter at the Everett Event Center, AF2 on FSN.
Beacon Plumbing of Kent, Washington is a customer of Banner Bank, and you might see their truck heading up to Bellingham to help another Banner customer, Smith Gardens, with their plumbing. Now, Smith Gardens delivers plants to Pacific Building Center in Blaine, run by Bob and Pam Christensen and their dog Dutchie. And every summer, Bob, Pam, and Dutchie head to the Tri-Cities to watch this hydroplane sponsored by, you guessed it, Beacon Plumbing. It just goes to show that we're all in some way connected to the same bank.
When is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When you're more than 20 pounds overweight and every diet plan has failed. Now there's Leptoprin.
Specifically developed for the significantly overweight, backed by a United States patent, a double-blind published clinical trial, and an ironclad 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. Leptoprin is simply the most powerful, clinically proven weight control compound available, period.
If you're one of those people who constantly worry about 5 or 6 vanity pounds, Leptoprin is not for you. Leptoprin is much too expensive and much too powerful for the casual dieter. But if you're one of the millions of Americans who are 20, 30, 50 pounds or more overweight, you need Leptoprin.
So when is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When it works, really works.
Isn't it time you tried Leptoprin? Call 1-800-324-8396. 1-800-324-8396.
Deep fly ball. There goes Ichiro. Can he get it? He bangs off the wall and holds on to the ball. What a play.
Beautiful evening along the Puget Sound in Everett, Washington. Birmingham, long trip from the deep south to the Pacific Northwest, but the Steeldogs start the second quarter with a 3-point lead over the homestanding Hawks, who are trying to make it consecutive victories after winning their first of the season. Brian Davis, along with former Western Washington University star Jason Stiles, in the house tonight. Jason, the last 8 years, part of the Vikings radio broadcast crew, along with our buddy Doug Lang on KPUG in Bellingham, joining us tonight. An arena football veteran watching Hassan Brockman make a little more magic with Brian Baker, Jason.
Well, and that's an arena football staple right there that we saw with Hassan Brockman on the loop motion. He's isolated one-on-one with the backside corner, and that's not a matchup. When you got your best offensive player, runs a simple out route, you see the cornerback try to break on it, Bobby Keys, but he's been toast all night so far with Hassan Brockman. They pick up the first down.
Baker under pressure, escapes, and now falls. Du Bois wraps him up in a big way. Dion Du Bois, who played at Jackson State University, had a couple of sacks last week against Macon. Wow. But Eric Harris, the defensive back out of Liberty, held the receiver down near the goal line, so that'll go for naught.
You see why Baker had to hold on to that ball a little longer, but I like his poise there as things started to get a little crazy around him. Just put two arms around that football, got what he could, and knowing that in arena football, you don't necessarily have just one more down to get it. You're going to have two downs because fourth down's a go down.
Baker played collegiately at Austin Peay in Tennessee. He has seen the Steeldogs. He did not play, but he was acquired by Everett from South Georgia, and they did play earlier in the year, so Baker got a chance to scout these guys.
Yeah, and Tony Wells actually, as the head coach, wanted Baker. Ends up Baker is traded to Everett the week before Tony Wells got here, so everything seemed to work out, and Brian Baker is finding a home here in Everett.
Yeah, he walks in the locker room, and it's like, oh, look who's here. Wanted him for 3 years. Now Myers in motion, the intended receiver, gathering for the touchdown. Sounds of the game.
This game is about matchups. Brian Baker takes a look at Milton Myers. He's one-on-one, takes 3 steps and puts it up.
Listen here. Oh. As they continue to work on Keys.
No question about it. They've isolated him. And tell you what, arena football, more than any other football game, whether it's CFL or the NFL, is about matchups. The Hawks have found theirs, and they're exploiting it. They go up now, pending the extra point, 15-12.
Hawley, the left footer, is true. Hawley last week converted on 6 of 7. Milton Myers comes into this ball game, part of the fabric of the Everett Hawks, has won 4 championships at various levels of football, and he puts the Hawks back on the high side.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. We discovered the new Mojito Burrito with the tasty new sauce of lime and cilantro. The new Mojito Burrito from Taco Del Mar. It's our favorite by far.
Taste fulfilled.
What is Budweiser? It's bright, the look of perfection. It's crisp with ideal flavor. It's clean for a great finish. It's pure, made with the finest all-natural ingredients.
This is Budweiser. This is clean.
This is Budweiser. This is beer.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. Their Mondo burritos are our favorite by far. Life is good when you have your buddies and those tasty burritos from Taco Del Mar.
Taste fulfilled.
Every night, there's just one place to be. The best damn sports show, period. Come on in and be our guest for Sports Television's nightly party. The world's greatest late-night sports show is just getting started. The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
They're dancing in Everett. A few Seahawks fans in the house, as you would expect, as Milton Myers scores his 10th touchdown of the season. Came into the game leading receiver by yardage at 520 and change. A lightning strike drive. Myers into the end zone for the 10th time. Will put the Hawks back into the lead. Steve Seals with a good head of steam, then cost himself some momentum and is dragged down. Myers slowed him down. The Richard Dodd Masters with the tackle inside the 10-yard line. Tune in Thursday for a new edition of Before the Bigs, featuring Mariners pitcher Jared Washburn. Before the Bigs thoughtfully weaves the stories of the people, places, and events that cultivated the lives of Northwest sports personalities. Before the Bigs, featuring Jared Washburn, Thursday, 6:30 right here on FSN. Ryan Hawk, brother of A.J. Hawk, star linebacker at The Ohio State University and recently drafted into the NFL, pretty high on the board in the first round.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's some good pedigree right there. A.J. will be roaming the linebacker spot for Green Bay, and Ryan Hawk's got himself a nice little job also.
Back to Chavez, knocked down just as soon as he catches the ball. He's kind of slipping underneath the coverage, but he's being hit in a hurry by multiple Everett defenders. I
tell you what, when he came into Everett, he thought the last guy he was going to have to worry about smacking him in the mouth was Milton Myers. That's twice in 2 receptions, and Milton Myers has gotten a piece of Chavez.
And Teray Butler also getting in on the act. Butler saved the ball game last week with an interception late against Stockton, a 41-40 victory for the Hawks, their first ever in AF2 competition. Chavez in motion to the near side. Hawk is hit as he throws, and again off balance behind his receiver. It'll be 3rd down and short. Hawk paid the price. He saw the end of that play looking up at the ceiling.
He sure did, Brian. I tell you what, he's lucky, or Everett's lucky they got good pressure because they had Chavez running down in the middle of the field. But that's the beauty of team football. You get pressure on the quarterback, they don't have a chance to see those things, and it backs them up.
Birmingham 1 of 3 on 3rd down. They were bailed out of the last by a penalty against the Hawks. Looked like they had some trouble with the exchange, and Hawk goes down. Penalty marker is thrown at the line of scrimmage. Hawk bobbled that ball as he came away from his center, David Daniel. And Ufoma Pela was on him like white on rice.
Half infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Yeah, I think Hawk wanted the ball. I think the center kind of fell asleep for a second. When Hawk moved like he wanted the football, that's an infraction penalty. That's drawing everybody else offside. So back Birmingham goes. It'll be now 3rd and a ways to go. See the penalties early on. 3 for Birmingham, 4 for Everett. A lot of yellow flags out there.
Steeldogs are 42% on 3rd down, and again 1 of 3 here tonight. Hawk finds Chavez stacked up at the line to gain 2nd effort, got him across.
Tell you what, good job of Everett by holding Chavez up so everybody can get a lick on him. Yet another reception for Chavez and set that up with a couple post routes the time before. He's making the Everett defenders respect his speed downfield. Take a look at Chavez getting a full head of steam at the line of scrimmage, backs off the defenders, and he's got all kinds of room in the middle of the field. Good timing throw by Hawk, and you see speaking of Hawk, how about Hawks surrounding Chavez, dropping him? They pick up a first down, but he paid for it.
Chavez, 3 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown. Now the pitch to Theo Sanders, met by Fields and slowed down. Ekweme with the finish. They will mark his progress at the line of scrimmage, but good penetration by the defensive front for Everett.
Yeah, great penetration by the defense. Again, a lot of great team defense. You see a number of Hawks are going to run to the ball. Here's Fields right here. We talked, he's always around the ball. He's going to come upfield. He's going to see the ball's behind him, and he rallies to the football. So does this guy, so does this guy, so does this guy.
That's good team defense. It's what a coach teaches. Swarm to the football.
And 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you get that. 3 weeks ago, I don't know if you get that. These guys have come together. We're relatively unknowns. Keep in mind, since Coach Allen took over, there's 11 to 12 new guys, and they're back to the point where you put an athletic tape on the helmet to figure out who it is on the teams. You see Teray Butler and Dodd Masters talking it over a little bit.
Richard Dodd Masters has become the spiritual leader of the defense that is coordinated by the man you just got a glimpse of, Tony Missing. Hawk pump faking, under pressure from the backside, jump ball for Sills, and a great battle down the sideline. Both of them wind up in the box behind Dodd Masters with the defense. Mid-second quarter at the EEC.
Every ball game holds the promise of a new adventure. A 9-inning tale of action, drama, and the quest for victory.
Swinging.
Thanks once again to the Prostate Cancer Foundation's Home Run Challenge. The story doesn't end on the field. Every home run hit during Father's Day week will help fund research for the cure of prostate cancer. Foundation, pledge your support and make sure every home run counts.
Poker Superstars 3 on FSN. The kings and queens of poker royalty face off in a star-studded duel competing for over $1.2 million. Poker giants are ready for their close-ups. Who will be the last one standing?
Yes!
Poker Superstars 3, tonight on FSN.
It's poker, baby. Meeting a teen girl online is easy. They're so desperate for
attention from older guys is flattering. They get me more than guys my age.
Age lets me play the supportive older guy and act
interested in the same things. You get to know someone when you're
chatting seems unthreatening to them. Once I talk about how perfect we are for each other.
Other people don't understand. If you trust someone, what's wrong with you?
Meeting them is the goal. That's when things get really interesting.
Online predators know what they're doing. Do you?
Steeldogs. You think of steel, you think Chicago, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. There's iron ore around Birmingham, and with the mines came the mills. Hawk throwing for the end zone. Story, the intended receiver. Myers with the defense. It's incomplete.
Tell you what, Story got inside of Myers for a brief second. Ryan Hawk lays that ball out for Story to run under, and the smallest player on the field comes underneath the biggest player on the field to knock that ball away. So early on, Milton Myers having a heck of a ball game for the Hawks.
Take a look again. You're absolutely right. Story's got some height on him as well.
Not a pretty ball by Ryan Hawk. That's why that thing hangs up there. So Milton Myers able to get his head around, locate that ball, and knock it away. So if you're Milton Myers, you see Story, that's not a fun matchup to deal with, but he's handling it well.
6-play drive, that's forever in AF2. Hawk is hit, dumps it off to Story, who is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Clay Harrell took out Hawk. And again, Everett with great defensive pressure, and that will go for a tackle for loss. Ekweme in the house. And, you know, Fields is doing some of the trench work, and Ekweme is getting the finish.
He sure is. Watch the entire defense flow to the left here as Birmingham fakes the dive, tries to set up a screen pass, but the team defense, the team speed for the defense of Everett rallies to the football and blows it up before the blocker can get there.
Hawk under pressure, and he'll go down. Calvin Greenwood. 6'6", 335 pounds, a steaming quarterback Love out of Southeast Louisiana with the Hawks' second sack of the night.
I tell you what, they got there in a hurry too. As Ryan Hawk crumbles under the pressure. Blue jerseys flying around him, and the Hawks have done a fantastic job of getting to the quarterback early in this game with just under 7 minutes left here in this first half.
I'm giving the love to the wrong guy, Clay Harrell, with the sack, and Walls will attempt the field goal. You play these long ones sometimes just as much to get it off the net, but Walls is good. To cut into the Everett lead. The Hawks now by 1, but the defense asserting itself. Hawks get it back with a chance to make this a 2-score game.
This is you after an energy drink. Unfortunately, so is this. Why do energy drinks make you crash? 1 minute you're wired up, the next you feel worse than before. The answer is the large amounts of sugar and caffeine. That's why you should try a new liquid energy shot called 5-Hour Energy. With 5-Hour Energy, you can leave grogginess behind and sail through your day without feeling jittery, tense, or, you know. That's because 5-Hour Energy contains a powerful blend of B vitamins for energy, amino acids for focus and better mood, and enzymes to help you feel it faster. There's 0 sugar, 0 net carbs, and only as much caffeine as a cup of coffee. The 2-ounce shot takes just seconds to drink, and in minutes you're feeling awake, alert, and productive. And that feeling lasts for hours. So if your energy drink makes you crash, switch to 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. Find out if 5-Hour Energy is right for you. It's available at these fine stores, or for more information, go to 5hourenergy.com.
The battle for the title ignites. The world's first team fighting competition crowns a champion as the Silverbacks square off with the Tiger Sharks. The International Fight League, Tuesday only on FSN.
FSN Live experts take you inside the game with Bill Kruger bringing you his 13 seasons of Major League experience and 6 years as the FSN baseball analyst. If you care about Northwest sports, you'll catch Bill Kruger's unique analysis and perspective every night on FSN Live.
Another quarterback sack limits the Steeldogs to a long field goal by Alex Walls. Who again forces Myers to play the kickoff off the net, finds his team, has her, good blocking downfield by the former Conference USA All-Conference tight end Clint Dotson out of Army. Decent return for Myers near midfield.
Well, special teams, again, we talked about how big it is, but when you get this kind of field position every time, it's huge. A line drive kick doesn't allow the coverage to get down there, allows Everett blockers to set up, and Milton Myers does the rest. And you cannot underestimate the skill it takes to get that ball off the net, especially when it's coming to the line drive like that. Great ball possession by Milton Myers to advance that football.
Look at the Hawks. Now, Birmingham has run the ball 4 times, but Everett is more of a classic arena ball and AF2 offense under Wells and Baker at quarterback. Baker under pressure. Barely gets the ball away as he was hit hard from the backside by Renuel Green. He played his first game for the Steeldogs last week, and Wells says, come on, you got to help him out there a little bit.
That's one of those things where you hope the quarterback has eyes in the back of his head. Everybody in the arena sees it, but the quarterback, he does a nice job, does Baker, of getting rid of that at the last possible second and gives his team another chance at 2nd and 10.
Steeldogs with 8 quarterback sacks the last 2 weeks. Baker for Brockman in a hurry. Fighting against Keys, fighting against Golar, the defensive specialist, to bring up 3rd down and short.
I like what Coach Wells is doing is he's taking what the defense gives him, getting his main man, Hassan Brockman, involved back in the ball game. He'll tell you that he feels comfortable with any of those receivers. They're interchangeable, but Hassan Brockman always seems to make the big play at the time that's needed, and that time to pick up significant yardage, 8 yards as a matter of fact, to get a little bit closer to that 1st down conversion.
Baker pumping and looking long, pass interference. this were out on Broadway outside the event center, they would be arresting Keys for assault.
No question. I tell you, Keys has just been a victim all night long against this Everett Hawks defense. And finally he says, you know what, if I'm going to keep getting beaten, I'm just going to start to cheat. I'm grabbing T-shirts, whatever I can get a hold of, and we're going to live to play another down, and that's exactly what Keys did.
Wells and Baker talk it over. Decent protection as Baker looks for a recent acquisition, DeAndre Johnson out of Morningside College in Iowa.
Well, and at Morningside, he was an NAIA All-American runner-up to Player of the Year in the NAIA, 1,900 receiving yards this past season, so he's a nice new addition for the Hawks.
Johnson lining up against press coverage on the near side. Baker escaping, and he just knows when to put it into the seats. Baker, a very heady ball player. Off of first and goal, the incompletion, second and goal, but Baker last week had a chance to score a touchdown rushing. Stockton was letting him go so that he would score so they'd have a chance to get the ball back. Baker realized what was going on, pulled the ripcord.
I'll tell you what, you start to figure it out after a while, and he's a veteran quarterback, at least with a couple teams in this league, coming out of Austin P. In that time, all his receivers just got handled off the line of scrimmage, and he really didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. Good decision.
Trips right off the motion by Brockman, who is the intended receiver, catches the football just inside the goal line, despite the contact. Touchdown.
This is the play that they run on the goal line a lot. It's Z-loop. They play off of that safety. Guess who? That's Keys. You better believe it. Hassan Brockman shows him the football, says, yeah, I got it, Keys. That's number 3 on you, buddy. Let me do the hawk. We go back on top. Another great play from quarterback to receiver for the Everett Hawks as they go back on top.
Hawley out of the hole with backup quarterback Wes Bishorner. It is a 2-score game now, an 8-point advantage as Hawley has been perfect. 3 for 3. Baker has another touchdown pass to Brockman late in the first half. The Hawks on the high side.
We cheer his skill, his talent, his speed. But most of us never see his best feature, his heart. Mariners Care brings area schools visits from their favorite players, giving Northwest kids a chance to meet their heroes and learn valuable lessons about life. It's a side of Mariners baseball you don't always see.
When Johnny comes marching home again, we'll pin a medal on his chest, pat him on the back, and move on with our lives. If you think our troops deserve more than that, make a donation to our scholarship fund. Help us give them a thank you that lasts longer than a few hurrahs.
Hawks have committed some penalties, but for the most part, they have played in rhythm. And the speed of their game on both sides of the ball, you can tell that they've really increased the tempo under Wells.
Well, and their confidence, Brian, their confidence is so apparent. See the ball kicked out of bounds, but their confidence that both sides of the ball are playing with is completely different than what we saw earlier in the season. That's accountability that Coach Wells is asking of them. That's a confidence that they built through that win last week, and that's the momentum that they've created for each other in this game.
Ryan Hawk is an Ohio U Bobcat, and this guy, Wells, played at Kent State University, also in the MAC. A lot of good football played there.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Wells also had a nice career in the Arena Football League. Played for a number of different teams. Actually played for the Florida Bobcats, was the receiver for Steve McNair's older brother, Fred McNair.
You know who he played for? Larry Little, the Hall of Fame lineman from Miami.
Yeah.
And then coached under him.
And for Glenn Mason at Kent State.
Chavez on the swing pass. as Hawk has taken a seat, and they have gone to a record setter out of Jackson State University, Robert Kent. Kent for nearly 12,000 yards and 104 touchdowns over the course of his career at Jackson State, and that was on a team that went to the option his senior year.
I tell you, that's a good. Those are video game statistics that Kent throws out there. Throws for 565 yards in one game against Alabama A&M. He put it up in the air quite a bit.
Kent under pressure, off the fingertips of his intended receiver, Solem Morris. Morris out of Everett College or University.
You see Kent rubbing his hands.
Illegal defense. Number 20 defense. He's out of the box on the play. 5-yard foul. Automatic first down.
That's Dodson.
Boy, and they kick themselves in the foot, shoot themselves in the foot rather, as Dodson gets a personal foul on the incompletion, so they advance it. They get first down all over again. As we were talking about earlier, Robert Kent getting used to those new Arena 2 footballs, very slick, and he has been playing receiver the last couple weeks just due to the depletion out in the receiver core. He's back behind center now. We'll see if Everett can capitalize with the backup quarterback in the ballgame.
Ryan Hawk went out 8 of 15, 61 yards. Passed for a touchdown, ran for one. Fullback. Turning the corner, Terrell Browden. Again, a man of great size. Another pretty good program down that way, Southern Mississippi. I think a guy named Favre matriculated there.
I think he's thrown a few passes along the way.
Time taken for the 1-minute warning. The Hawks getting it done defensively. Steeldogs trying to find a pulse here late in the first half at Everett.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. Mojito burrito with the tasty new sauce of lime and cilantro. The new Mojito burrito from Taco Del Mar. It's our favorite by far.
Taste fulfilled. He's my friend, and I'm happy to say we like beers in a pot. We like it that way. We got a bucket of laughs. It's a gas, and he's my very best friend.
Your money is always close at hand with 1-2 free bill pay from Sterling Savings Bank. So now you can pay bills and manage your accounts anytime, day or night. 1-2 free bill pay, only from Sterling, the perfect fit bank.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. Their Mondo burritos are our favorite by far. Life is good when you have your buddies and those tasty burritos from Taco Del Mar.
Taste fulfilled.
Arena football, demonstrated by Kurt Warner and John Elway. Arena quarterbacks pass almost every play. Score so high you'll need oxygen. Running for the sidelines? What sidelines? Offense also plays defense. Oh, one more thing. The field, only 50 yards long.
Watch the Arena Football League, Season 20 on FSN.
Brian Davis and Jason Stiles. Late first half at Everett. Somebody has scored on every possession save for one, and that ended with a terrific interception. Now Robert Kent trying to get the Steeldogs back in the end zone, looking for Moreno. Filyaw, leaping catch is made, incomplete. Didn't get his feet down, but an acrobatic effort by Filyaw, who was well covered in the far corner of the end zone.
Filyaw, another one of those tall receivers. You see 6'3", 220, goes up on the 5'10" Cockfield. They've been picking on him a little bit, but great job by Cockfield and using the sideline as another defender. Does the old look and lean that every good cornerback does, and out of bounds by the time the ball goes out of bounds by the time they can even come close to catching it, so it creates third down for Birmingham.
Chavez in motion. Swing pass is complete to Morris for the first down at midfield. If you just look at Kent's body, Clint Dodson was the man with the primary coverage on that Kent's body language, he just seems like he's a little bit more in control. Dotson played tight end. He was an all-conference guy at Army, asking him to play the other side. This is where the quirks of AF2 come into play.
No question. It takes a specialized player to succeed in this league.
Bull rush. Passes gathered in by the fullback Broughton, but Kent had two guys in blue bearing down on him, and again another offline throw, so Broughton just gets back to the line of scrimmage a little bit more. Bring up down 2nd down and 9 as the Steel Dogs take time out.
Well, you look with just 42 seconds left in the half. Traditionally, you'd think, well, there's probably going to be time for a couple more plays and maybe a shot at the end zone. Not in arena football. The clock stops under 1 minute after every dead ball. And Birmingham, even if they get to the end zone, Everett's going to have a shot at it because there are a lot of plays that can be run in 42 seconds when the majority of them are going through the air.
Get ready for the rush. Not just of AF2 ball, but speed poker. You got 15 seconds to make your play, 15 seconds to fold, 15 seconds to call, and 15 to go all in. The clock is ticking. The Mansion Speed Poker Championship tonight at 11 on FSN. Robert Kent inserted for this drive for an ineffective Ryan Hawk, but Kent also seeing pressure. Pass is caught near the line to gain by Morris, but he is roped down by Teray Butler. Shy of the marker at the 16-yard line, and the Steel Dogs take timeout to save the clock with 30 seconds and change remaining. It'll be 3rd down and short for Birmingham.
Teray Butler, I tell you, has done a great job in making the transition from outdoor football, where since his career at University of Washington, he's been playing in Germany for the Hamburg Blue Devils. He comes over to the Hawks this year, makes a fantastic transition. And take a look at the purple helmets of the University of Washington. Teray Butler returning a kickoff. And he is lights out.
He had a great game, returned the kickoff, and also had another touchdown against Brigham Young. And after that game, it came out, he, as you see, prepped at Cascade High School. Remember, he had to sue the NCAA to keep his eligibility. That's a story we'll tell as we go along. 3rd down and short. Kent's going to keep. Todd Ziegler will wrap him up with help from Fox and Fields. It's 4th down.
That's just beating the line at the point of attack. Everett got off the ball right at the snap and just shot the gap. And Kent had nowhere to go.
Terrific penetration. Time taken with 11 seconds remaining. Birmingham burns its final timeout of the half. Tavarius Davis on the bench. There's Calvin Greenwood, who plays a little bit to give Clay Harrell the blow. Ziegler played at Middle Tennessee State. You don't have anybody from Birmingham who played anywhere close to the Rocky Mountains. Ziegler is one of the few guys that's playing here in Everett that played on the other side of the Rockies. 4th down. Kent 3 of 4, 16 yards.
Now keep in mind, this is no gimme. They can play it off the net. Everett's got a chance for a return.
32-yard attempt. Walls hit earlier from 40 plus. It's blocked, and it's gathered by Cockfield, who falls down at the 5-yard line.
Special teams comes up big for Everett once again, and I tell you what, guys, even as good as that block was, a smart play by Cockfield to field the football. And watch, the block comes right up the middle. Cockfield fields the football, and without trying to run all around, he realizes the time left in the first half and just drops.
And who got it? Fields. Thank you very much. Listen, I know you have trouble giving a central guy any credit at all, but you have to.
It hurts my heart, Brian. It really does. But when actions speak louder than words,
unbelievable.
And this guy comes to play, and all he's done is make plays both last week and this week. So long as he can stay healthy, he's a huge factor on defense.
One shot for Brian Baker. He's going to take it from Milton Myers. Leaping catch. Knocks it down. Not able to field it cleanly. Staggering backwards. Keys, the defender on the play. And that is how the first half will end. Myers did not have good body control and actually may have bumped into the defender.
Well, look, the Keys is beat once again. Ball a little underthrown, but there's no question. Keys gets there early. The ball underthrown a little bit. Milton Myers trying to get back to it. And Keys said, hey, once. I didn't get the flag and I didn't get beat. Just once, but he's going to have a lot more to do to come out in the second half and play a heck of a lot better as Everett took advantage of him.
Now Myers scored a touchdown in the first half to help the Hawks build this 8-point halftime advantage. Brian Baker has been seeing a little more pressure from a Steel Dog side that registered 8 quarterback sacks the last 2 weeks. Tony Wells on the sideline. We've seen just about a score on every possession, Tony, but your defense seems to be winning the gold star here tonight.
Yeah, they're playing well. I just, you know, the thing that we did last week and I don't want to do this week is let down. Defense is playing well. Offense is playing well. We're executing. We still got too many penalties, way too many penalties for the first half.
Coach, offensively, you really seem to have picked out Bobby Keys as a person to attack on that defense. The same thing the second half?
A little bit until they compensate. Once they compensate, then we're going to go the other way. If they don't, then we're going to keep wearing it out.
Tony, thanks very much. Good luck second half.
Hey, tell Jason he needs to not be late when he calls me next time or he's going to be doing some stairs. All right?
Ooh. Hey,
you hear that, Jason?
Hey, you might be doing the stairs with those guys who commit the personal foul.
There you go. We got a whole bunch of them.
He's tough. Hey,
see y'all later. Thank you.
All right, Tony, thank you. And let's remember that at Birmingham, April 8th, Everett led by 10 at the break. This time they want to keep the door shut. Hawks in the lead at intermission.
Bad credit? Need a dependable vehicle? Pierre Money Mart guarantees credit approval. Guaranteed credit approval. Apply online or call
800-800-8553, where your car credit is guaranteed.
Attention boxing fans, the Emerald Queen Casino's battle at the boat returns with live boxing at the Emerald Queen I-5 showroom. Saturday, June 17th, get up close and personal for live world-class boxing in a 10-round main event. Don't miss the hard-hitting action. Live boxing in the showroom. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster or at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5 Tacoma, the boxing capital of the Northwest.
Bad credit? Need a dependable vehicle? Pierre Money Mart guarantees credit approval. Guaranteed credit approval. Apply online or call
800-800-8553, where your car credit is guaranteed.
This is the only place to find your teams with over 300 live games. This is what a sports network should be. This is where you get the inside stories. This is where you can hear from the experts. This is FSN, where Northwest fans come first.
Well, outdoors, you get Goodyear. Indoors at the Everett Event Center, you get the Budweiser blimp. And the Hawks with an 8-point lead over Birmingham. The fans here well entertained. Martial arts segueing to country music at halftime at the EEC. Welcome back, AF2 on FSN. Brian Davis and Jason Stiles. And some unusual things. How about a defensive highlight package? Birmingham is a team that has one of the best offenses in AF2, held to 15 points by an Everett side that's been giving up an average of 51 points a game.
And 51 points sounds like a lot in arena football, but it's pretty average. You come in and you can get 2 or 3 stops in a ball game, and you can feel pretty good about yourself. Everett's done that in the first half alone. They've gotten a little bit of help from the sideline. Is running out of room are the Birmingham Steeldog receivers, but then when they've needed to step up, they've done so in big fashion and short yardage and kept Birmingham out of the end zone for most of the first half.
And defense and special teams. Let's add that to a winning equation. The blocked field goal by John Fields. Again, only 15 points for the Steeldogs at halftime. Everett with 23. And Tony Wells needs his guys to play more mistake-free football. That's job one in the second half.
And for every team I played for, every coach I've had, they always want you to play with less less mistakes. So let's take some of the positives. They're playing with more effort. They're playing together. You see how many blue jerseys are on every Birmingham Steeldog when they've got the ball in their hands. Everett's played a pretty good first half on all three sides of the ball. Get rid of some of the personal fouls to give free yardage to Birmingham. I think Everett's in pretty good shape.
Well, they have been hawk dancing, and they are singing, and the fans here in Everett hoping to dance some more as we pause ahead of the third quarter kickoff. Hawks leading the Steeldogs by 8.
Beacon Plumbing of Kent, Washington is a customer of Banner Bank, and you might see their truck heading up to Bellingham to help another Banner customer, Smith Gardens, with their plumbing. Now, Smith Gardens delivers plants to Pacific Building Center in Blaine, run by Bob and Pam Christensen and their dog Dutchie. And every summer, Bob, Pam, and Dutchie head to the Tri-Cities to watch this hydroplane sponsored by, you guessed it, Beacon Plumbing. It just goes to show that we're all in some way connected to the same bank.
From the heart of Las Vegas, this is the Poker Dome. MansionPoker.net and FSN bring you the series that is revolutionizing poker forever. With all new groundbreaking technology that puts you inside the game like never before. The future of tournament poker has arrived. The MansionPoker.net Poker Dome Challenge series continues tonight on FSN.
FSN Live is your all-access pass to the action you live for and the teams you can't live without. FSN Live connects you to the players and events like no one else can.
When we get stopped like that, we're able to get out and run them.
With cameras on Northwest universities and in-depth analysis from Bill Kruger, Kevin Calabro, and Hall of Famers Lenny Wilkins and Warren Moon. Experience the Northwest sports scene like never before. FSN Live, where the action is. Before the game, after the game, and every night at 10.
Heart-pounding action, non-stop excitement. Get in on the next big craze as live horse racing comes to foxsports.com on MSN. Go to more, then horses. Log on for streaming video from your favorite tracks, in-depth analysis, and an expert pick of the day. Plus, you can link to free odds and results at tvg.com. If you want to experience great racing every single day, foxsports.com on MSN. We put you at the track.
Ahead of the second half in Everett. We'll make the segue back outdoors and from the EEC to the safe. Kansas City at Seattle tomorrow, 6:30. It all starts right here on FSN Northwest. Defense has been the star for the Hawks, but when Everett has the football, Baker to Brockman continues to be a pay-dirt combination. Brockman with a couple tonight, and the Hawks on the high side.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. We discovered the new Mojito Burrito with the tasty new sauce of lime and cilantro. The new Mojito Burrito from Taco Del Mar. It's our favorite by far. Taste fulfilled.
When does a car become more? Is it with more power, more safety, more advanced features, or an amazing new look? The all-new redesigned 07 Camry is when a car becomes more. Now get this great low price on the all-new Camry at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, it's time to move forward.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. Their Mondo burritos are our favorite by far. Life is good when you have your buddies and those tasty burritos from Taco Del Mar. Taste fulfilled.
Deep fly ball. There goes Ichiro. Can he get it? He bangs off the wall and holds on to the ball. What a play.
Brian Baker has enjoyed his time as the starting quarterback for Everett. Remember, this is a guy who's passed for 9 touchdowns in only 2 games. And in the first half, He has helped the Hawks to an 8-point lead. Now the trick will be to maintain the advantage. Time of possession, they did it despite being in a pretty big hole.
Well, you looked at last week, and it was the exact opposite, and they were down by 2 touchdowns. I think what they've done is been very efficient when they had the ball on offense. And you look at Birmingham, they've rushed the ball a little bit more, 25 yards on the ground, and that takes up a little bit more time. So I don't make too much of that time of possession.
Tony Missick is the defensive coordinator. Ironically, he was at Birmingham last year under the former Alabama great Bobby Humphrey. He has got his guys after the quarterback tonight, and that has helped the Hawks establish this halftime advantage.
The stars are out, and the entertainment is heating up in June at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5.
June 10th, get down and get funky with the Ohio Players. June 17th, boxing up close and live in the showroom. And June 25th, the one and only Leanne Rhymes. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster or at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5 Tacoma, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Some dogs fetch and roll over. Some dogs take you to Spain and shopping for refrigerators. Help you get through grad school, start your own business, go on hikes in the Grand Canyon. Some dogs you trust with your life every day. Being partners with a guide dog is having the freedom to do what you want in life. Your help, nothing need ever change that. Call 1-888-884-DOGS or visit guidedogs.com.
You know those rating icons you see on TV? There's one made for everybody. They work with your television's parental controls to give you control over which programs your family enjoys. So you can choose between watching TVMA, which is perfect for grown-ups, to watching TVG, which is also perfect for grown-ups. For more information on TV ratings and the V-Chip, visit this website or call the number on your screen.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 800 live NCAA events. Add your favorite conferences, like the Pac-10, Big 12, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college never ends. To order Fox College Sports, call 1-877-2-GET-FCS.
Everett in the lead, won the pregame coin toss and deferred, and so the Hawks will start on offense. Hassan Brockman watches the ball sail into the arms of a fan in the end zone for a touchback. So the Hawks get back to work. Brian Baker, again, they've been getting after him a little bit, Birmingham has, but he's been escaping trouble, and with that size, he has seen enough of what he's needed to see.
Yeah, he has, and I think he does a real good job, although most quarterback coaches would wish that he wouldn't do this. He does a nice job throwing off balance. He doesn't always have his feet set. He finds the area where he needs to be able to get that ball off and does just that. So completing an 8 out of 14 in the first half. We'll see if he can pick up where he left off and hit his favorite target, Milton Myers and Hassan Brockman.
Under his center, Jesse Duncan. Brockman in motion. Baker just going to throw it away. Brockman was pretty well covered. Myers was loose underneath, but he had to throw that ball all across his body, and a penalty marker is thrown.
Comes in late.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Half the distance. Replay,
I don't
first
know
down.
that I agree with that call. What do you think, Jason?
Oh, I don't like the call at all. He throws it into the third row, but Hassan Brockman is dragging across the field. See Baker take a look. Hassan Brockman at about 10 yards drags across the field. He's right along the boards. There's number 80 right there. Have no idea why the intentional grounding penalty is thrown, but as Tony Wells said, when we get penalties, you're never going to find me yelling about it too much, because what's done is done. We've got to concentrate on the next play. So you see, they're ready to get back on the field.
Occurred, resulting in a safety.
Oh, they're going to assess a safety on that. Bernie Hulsher, the referee, made the initial call of intentional grounding because Baker was in the framework of the tackles. Baker offering an opinion that we could not repeat on television. If you read lips, you understand. Tony Wells is now telling his guys, let's get out of here. But the bad news for Everett is they've just given up a deuce on the scoreboard, and they've got to give Birmingham the ball back.
Yep, they sure do. Unfortunate set of events. Here's the box right here. You cannot go outside of that, not to mention he gets in the end zone. So if you're outside of the box, you let it go. As you see the lines extend, but you see Hassan Brockman right there. That's the man he's thrown to. He's in the area. That should not have been an intentional grounding.
Does the receiver have to be within a certain distance of the ball?
No, it's just
that's an official's discretion.
Yeah, it's official's discretion. Football is football. And with the Arena Football League, you've got the crowd as your throwaway zone, which would typically be the sideline in outdoor football. Unfortunate for the Hawks, though, in doing that from the end zone. It's an automatic safety. So 2 points go right back to Birmingham. We're even on the safeties now. And you miss opportunities like that with offensive possessions, and arena football can really come back to hurt you. Let's hope that defensive momentum that Everett has seemed to grab onto since the second half of last week's game can carry him into this second half against Birmingham.
Hawley forcing Sills to play it off the bottom of the crossbar. Penalty marker is thrown as Sills makes it to midfield and a whole lot farther. But there is Laundry back at the 10-yard line, so let's see what that's about. Remember, Everett led by 10 on April 8th.
Holding during the return, number 44. Half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down.
Terrell Browden.
Well, in talking to Coach Zaleski about his team, he said, you know what? We've got great chemistry. We play hard. We can put a lot of points on the board. But for whatever reason, we have a tendency to fall asleep for a quarter or so at a time. Let's hope that they have not awoken the giant after that safety and given them another chance. As you see, Ryan Hawk back in the game for Birmingham.
Zaleski spent last year as the defense coordinator at Columbus under the former Ohio State great Chris Spielman. Hawk finds Chavez again underneath. They're giving him the short stuff, and then Chavez is shut down, but he is not having nearly the night that he did last week against Macon when he caught 150 yards worth of passes. You see his numbers tonight.
I'm telling you what, though, Brian, watch out, because Everett's playing man-to-man. Teray Butler's cushion's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You get that 10-yard full head of steam. Chavez is setting them up. They're going to go up top here before too long.
Hawk pumps, finds Harris. Close to the first down, knocked backward by Myers, and he's a little bit short. Third down and short.
Eric Harris, little hitch route. They throw their attention at Bradley Chavez in the middle of the field. Easy read for Ryan Hawk. He kind of double pumped that time, but still able to get it to the outside, and they pick up a few yards, so third and short. Let's see if Everett potentially is short up that run defense, as Birmingham, when they have chosen to, just 4 times in the first half, has done so very well.
Hawk looking long into row 4.
So my question is that intentional grounding? Because it didn't go any further up in the stands than Baker's pass, but we'll take the incompletion and have it. Everett will take the incompletion and have it be 4th and short.
That's a fair point. Story, the intended receiver. Birmingham on 4th down this season has converted 33% of the time, which is a decent rate in AF2. Hawk will carry.
Boy, I tell you,
has the first down.
It's gonna be up to the spot. It's not a first down. It's first down ever.
How about that? They stop him.
You see
the official on the far side gave him the mark. At the 15-yard line, the guy on the near side comes in, says nothing doing, and of course he was closest to the play, as you might expect. Zaleski is plenty upset.
Well, there's a lot of lobbying going on. They're trying to get Dodd Masters out of there. But I tell you, I think Ryan Hawk hit the deck a little earlier trying to follow his lead block, but great pressure, great pursuit on the right side of that defensive line for Everett. We go right here, the right side. Watch them all get upfield, get through that line of scrimmage. And that's what blows it up and gives Everett the ball back.
Another big defensive stop. Now setting the Everett offense in motion on a short field. Baker is going to go for the home run. Ball to Myers. He's got a touchdown.
Boy, a beautiful passing catch from Baker to Myers. Myers went straight to the corner. It's just a speed route. You got to throw that on time if you're a quarterback. Baker did just that. Watch, he hits his back step, and that ball is gone as Myers runs right at the safety. Guess who, Brian? It's Keys again. Guy's having a career bad night as Myers burns him for the touchdown.
In the left corner of the screen, you saw Clint Dodson running a little short route. As they practiced this week, he was not running that route correctly. He was going too far and taking the defense too far to the intended receiver. This time, he broke it off short, and he got a bunch of high fives coming off the field as Pauly converts. Myers having a little bit of fun. Keys is kind of having a nightmare. Myers with his second touchdown reception of the night, 11 on the season. Hawks by 13.
Taxes, traffic, dandruff,
You have plenty of worries, but your certified used Toyota isn't one of them. All these quality Toyotas now feature a 3-month, 3,000-mile comprehensive warranty from front to back, top to bottom. And that's on top of our 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. See your Toyota dealer for great low financing on certified Toyotas. The best new cars make the best used cars. Toyota, moving forward.
He's my friend, and I'm happy to say we like peas in a pod. We like it that way. We got a bucket of laughs. It's a gas, and he's my very best friend. He's my friend.
Perfect Fit Checking from Sterling Savings Bank. Designed to fit your life and your lifestyle perfectly. Choose from free to fully loaded and everything in between. Only from Sterling. The perfect fit bank.
Every night, there's just one place to be. The best damn sports show, period. Come on in and be our guest for Sports Television's nightly party. The world's greatest late-night sports show is just getting started. The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
Brian Davis and Jason Stiles at the Everett Events Center. Hawks have regained a 2-score advantage over the Birmingham Steeldogs, who came into this game 4-4. Everett coming off its first victory of the season a week ago after an 0-7 start. Hawley for Sills, can't handle it. Picked up by Chavez. They rule it down. That's a touchback. Defense, again, to continue with the theme we set at the beginning of the game. Defense setting up the offense, this time with another big stop on 4th down.
4th down stop. We talked about that penetration. Hawk hits the ground, and they go right back at it. Go for the jugular. Milton Myers, again, shaking Bobby Keys. That left corner of the end zone. Touchdown Hawks, and they extend that lead.
Philosophically, after a big stop or a takeaway, how often do you see a team go for the punch across the jaw like the Hawks just did?
Well, there's no point in nickel and dime when you got the ball from the 20-yard line in, because the red zone gets really tight. So you got to go right for the jugular. And this is an offensive game. They want to put points up right away.
Then looking at defensive coordinator Tony Missick. Sills gets underneath Rashard Dodd-Masters. Dodson comes back. Wow. Dodson, the linebacker who is not accustomed to playing defense, bails out Dodd-Masters, brings up 3rd down.
Well, a lot of these guys are just learning the indoor game. A couple weeks into it, they're starting to feel it as you see Dodson come from the middle of the field and just unload on Stevel and Steels. Brings up 2nd short.
Hawks pitch to Brown, stacked up in the backfield. Du Bois did not block cleanly. It'll be third down, albeit third and short. Third down, another tackle for loss by an Everett team that all season long has had trouble getting penetration, but not tonight.
Well, teams should not be able to run on you in the Arena Football League. We talked about it earlier. You've got 5 defenders. They've got 3 blockers. Everett was handled in the run game in that first half. You think they heard about it at halftime? I think so. T. Wells and company got into him a little bit, and you saw what happened. They were able to make the adjustment, bring him down for a loss, and now Birmingham's backed up with third and short.
Chavez, the motion man. Hawk is going to look for Filyaw downfield. Great attempt, but good coverage by Myers as Marino Filyaw can't handle the pass. Filyaw out of Troy State, man, with NFL experience, played for Atlanta in 2000, but the little guy Myers right there, it's fourth down.
He called his shot coming into the building today. He felt like he was going to have a big game, and he's been all over the field today, both offensively and defensively. Birmingham has seen enough of number 1 as Milton Myers showing his hometown fans this Everett team is back.
Steeldogs 0 for 1. Last time they touched the ball, they were stuffed on fourth down. We break as they take time. Ron Selesky and company trailing 13.
This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser. This is clear. Budweiser. The king is here. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Beacon Plumbing of Kent, Washington is a customer of Banner Bank, and you might see their truck heading up to Bellingham to help another Banner customer, Smith Gardens, with their plumbing. Now, Smith Gardens delivers plants to Pacific Building Center in Blaine, run by Bob and Pam Christensen and their dog Dutchie. And every summer, Bob, Pam, and Dutchie head to the Tri-Cities to watch this hydroplane sponsored by, you guessed it, Beacon Plumbing. It just goes to show that we're all in some way connected to the same bank.
What if you could go to the biggest music event of the year? What if you could go there every week?
Welcome to CD USA!
All your favorite artists, all on one show. And it's only on DirecTV. CD USA. Call 1-800-DirecTV today.
Fourth down for Birmingham. Hawks leading the Steeldogs by 13. Big group hug in progress here at the EEC. Calling all Hawks fans. Cast of Hawks, stronger and louder together. Bring your group to the next Hawks home game. Your group of 10 or more will enjoy a discount off of every ticket and will be recognized during the game. Reserve your group tickets by calling the Hawks office 425-252-4874. 252-4874, extension 206. One more time, say the fans to their Hawks. Ryan Hawk under pressure, back across the grain to Sills, is unloaded. But he's got the first down. Teray Butler crushing Steve Sills, but he takes the licking and keeps the Steeldogs ticket. It's first down.
Well, great job by Hawk, and knowing where his receivers are, you see him scramble out. Now, the Everett defender's got to stay in the box. Normally you say, where's a linebacker to jump in front of that? He's got to stay inside that box we talked about earlier, and the receiver's wide open for the first down. Teray Butler, good contact, but too little, too late.
It doesn't matter.
Hawk for Chavez, crossing in front of Butler, the pass thrown in front of him. It's second down.
And Ryan Hawk looked like he had decent time. Chavez has been getting in the middle of the field most of today, but didn't seem to have the right route. He wasn't on the same page with Hawk on that one, as Hawk just kind of threw that one into the ground.
We talked earlier about Teray Butler and the career he had at Washington. Discovered as a child he suffered from dyslexia, took alternative classes like books on tape instead of having to read literature. The NCAA said that wasn't good enough, removed his eligibility. He sued, he won, he has been a huge help. Coverage sack, I think, as Hawk goes down. Teray Butler was all over Chavez in the end zone. Doesn't go as a sack as Hawk managed to gain a little bit of yardage, but it's 3rd and long.
3rd and long, and that's really a team sack. You talk about great coverage, great pressure. Ryan Hawk's seen a lot of blue jerseys everywhere he goes. He's brought down for the big sack. They're playing team defense, Brian, and you can tell they're liking each other. They're feeling it. They know they're trusting one on each other. You got to trust the man next to you in football. These guys are doing just that, and it's showing on the field. They're making big plays when they need to.
On 3rd and 9. Hawk in trouble, and down he goes. John Fields fights off Browden and records his 2nd sack of the night.
That was an individual effort like nothing I've ever seen. Fields is plowing through a man that's 6'3", 265 pounds, and he's able to horse collar the quarterback with the other one just throw him to the ground. You want to talk about an individual effort. Watch Fields on the top of the screen. Comes in, he's getting beat by, or he's beating his man and pulls him down. Unbelievable effort by John Fields.
Alex Walls from 52 yards. No good. And Everett, penalty marker is down.
Looks like it's going to be against Birmingham.
Holding, number 88, offense. That
That's
penalty is
center.
declined.
David
First down,
Daniel.
Everett, after the touchback.
That field goal
First down,
looked like it had
media timeout.
perfect aim, but didn't have quite the distance. It fell right underneath the crossbar.
It goes as a touchback, and another stop for John Fields and the Everett defense. Hawks by 13 mid-3rd.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. We discovered the new Mojito Burrito with the tasty new sauce of lime and cilantro. The new Mojito Burrito from Taco Del Mar. It's our favorite by far.
Taste fulfilled.
When does a car become more? Is it with more power? With more advanced features? Or an amazing new look? The all-new redesigned 07 Camry is when a car becomes more. Now get this great low price on the all-new Camry at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, it's time to move forward.
He's my friend, and I'm happy to say we like peas in a pod. We like it that way. We got a bucket of laughs. It's a gas, and he's my very best friend. He's my friend till the
No matter what you need the money for, a perfect fit loan from Sterling Savings Bank delivers. Stop by and let us find the perfect loan for you. Only from Sterling, the perfect fit bank.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. Their Mondo burritos are our favorite by far. Life is good when you have your buddies and those tasty burritos from Taco Del Mar.
taste fulfilled.
First half, teams scored on just about every possession, but save the safety on a disputed penalty. Everett has shut out Birmingham here in the second half, and Brockman on the near side has a first down on first down. Baker to Brockman. The fans here like that.
When you take a look at the defense, you look right there, all over the ball. They're looking and leaning. They're all over the receivers, and quite frankly, it's been a ninth man for Everett that's helped out a lot as they've been able to use the sidelines. Special teams, defense, and momentum has been the story of the game for the Hawks.
So Baker now for Myers, and it's off the shoulder pads of the defender, Keys. The ball underthrown. Myers had to slow down. Keys a little slow to get up, but the fact the pass hung there allowed him to get back and at least be in position regardless of whether he knew where the ball was.
Well, you'll see Myers is kind of indecisive in what move he wants to make. Is he going to go underneath or over the top? So he's got to now adjust to the football, and Keys is right there, really doesn't have an idea where the football is just following Miles. If he had extended his arms out earlier, that would have been face guarding, but instead it's just a body.
Baker 10 of 18 4 of his 10 completions have gone for touchdowns. Milton Myers close to the first down across midfield. It'll be 3rd down and short. And Myers is asking, I believe, for a face masking call. He won't get it, but it is 3rd and very manageable now.
No question, and really this is 2-down territory. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Keep going back to Milton Myers. He's been a weapon for you all day long. And oh, by the way, if that doesn't work, Hassan Brockman's not bad either, is he?
Hawks are doing this without Tavarius Davis, recently acquired. Suffered a groin injury last week, scored 3 touchdowns. And remember, the Steeldogs are without one of the best receivers in AF2, and Kerry Wright out again with an injury. And this time Baker is clocked as he lets go of the football, basically the same way that it went on the safety call out of the end zone. Brockman in the neighborhood, but it wasn't going to be there. And there's Tavarius Davis out of Central Florida. Played at UCF for Mike Kruzek, who is now the quarterback's coach of the Arizona Cardinals. You mentioned 2-down territory. It is 4th and 1.
4th and 1 it is. Tavarius Davis, 3 touchdowns last week. Be nice to have him on the field, but I say Everett does not seem to be missing a beat. It's just inserting interchangeable parts.
Baker will throw. Floating again. Myers extending and doesn't get there. Looks like he had trouble locating the ball as he came out of his break.
Yeah, I think he did. And Brian Baker's got to get that ball out there a little bit sooner. Milton Myers beat his man immediately. Now, he got a little help as the cornerback for Birmingham. Fell back into the play, but you put that ball in a little bit more of a line. Milton Myers has got the speed. He's going to go get it.
He was under heavy rush, Baker was.
He sure was, but you see, didn't get a chance to get his full momentum into that pass. He had to get rid of it due to that heavy pass rush coming off the end. We knew Birmingham was going to rush the passer coming into this. Pretty good job by Everett early on in this ball game to give Baker the time he needed. Needed about a half second more on that one, and I bet you he would have had it out to Myers for his 3rd touchdown.
Hawks take time out with the 13-point lead, and over on downs goes the ball to Birmingham. Late 3rd quarter at the Everett Events Center.
Attention boxing fans, the Emerald Queen Casino's battle at the boat returns with live boxing at the Emerald Queen I-5 showroom. Saturday, June 17th, get up close and personal for live world-class boxing in a 10-round main event. Don't miss the hard-hitting action. Live boxing in the Emerald Queen Casino I-5 showroom. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster or at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5 Tacoma, the boxing capital of the Northwest.
When is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When you're more than 20 pounds overweight and every diet plan has failed. Now there's Leptoprin.
Specifically developed for the significantly overweight, backed by a United States patent, a double-blind published clinical trial, and an ironclad 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. Leptoprin is simply the most powerful, clinically proven weight control compound available, period.
If you're one of those people who constantly worry about 5 or 6 vanity pounds, Leptoprin is not for you. Leptoprin is much too expensive and much too powerful for the casual dieter. But if you're one of the millions of Americans who are 20, 30, 50 pounds or more overweight, you need Leptoprin.
So when is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When it works, really works.
Isn't it time you tried Leptoprin? Call 1-800-324-8396. 1-800-324-8396.
Arena football, demonstrated by Kurt Warner and John Elway. Arena quarterbacks pass almost every play. Score so high you'll need oxygen. Running for the sidelines? What sidelines? Offense also plays defense. Oh, one more thing. The field, only 50 yards long.
Watch the Arena Football League, Season 20 on FSN.
First down, Birmingham. Kent returns at quarterback, and the receiver Story broke in when Kent threw an out. And it's 2nd down. Kent replaced Ryan Hawk on the final possession of the first half. Hawk returned, but has not been effective against a much more aggressive Everett rush than he had seen in April in Birmingham.
Well, and in arena football, you've got decisive reads and let it go quick. I've seen Hawk take far too many sacks. Problem is Robert Kent hasn't done a whole lot with his arm either. He's got a very live arm, but it's going 2 rows into the stands.
Kent, again, a prolific passer at Jackson State, runs into his blocker, looking for the end zone. The pass is caught, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Silem Morris.
Tell you what, good coverage that time out on the wing. Adrian Cockfield again, they're picking on him. You take a good close look. I think if you look, the boundary, he's thinking about that boundary coming into those walls, and you've got to be able to use every little bit of that field. He's hearing not the footstep, he's feeling the wall, and he was unable to come down with that.
Looks like Selesky changes his receivers mix as you look at the third down numbers for the Steeldogs. Morris has only been on the field when Kent has been in at quarterback. He needs a little bit of time. The pass is caught shy of the line to gain. A penalty marker is down. Is it a catch? No, it's not a catch. It is an incomplete pass, but the ball comes out and gives the fans a thrill as the newly acquired DeAndre Johnson out of Morningside College in Iowa in the neighborhood.
They're calling it a catch, the way the referee's spotting it right now.
Well, they sure are. And what's the foul? Let's hear.
Prior to the quarterback being out of the pocket, illegal defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Check that.
Illegal defense can mean a number of things. Keep in mind the linebackers have to be opposite. The blitzing linebacker has to be opposite of the tight end. Who's the tight end in arena football?
Automatic first down.
Automatic first.
Automatic first down. Who's the tight end in arena football? It's the man that raises his arm. So that means this is the tight end. The wrong guy is rushing. That means it's illegal defense. It's got to be this man that rushes the quarterback.
Inside the final minute of the third quarter, time is taken by the officials. And yes, indeed, interesting. The guy, well, maybe the far side official ruled the receiver down. Tony Missick coached last year after a pretty good arena football career himself. Missick coached last year as the defensive coordinator under Bobby Humphrey at Birmingham. Humphrey was released at the end of last season after coaching 5 or 6 seasons there. Humphrey, by the way, he's the guy that Sean Alexander broke all his records at Alabama. Back in business. Kent looking for a big guy. William Mays out of Louisiana Tech, just signed. Well, rumbling down toward the end zone.
You come into arena football and all of a sudden linemen become sexy because they get to go out for pass routes. You declare yourself as a tight end, you can be 300 pounds, but you can run down the field all you want. And every once in a while you're going to get a bone thrown to you. That time Mays out of Louisiana Tech wasn't able to adjust to the ball quite as well as most receivers are. You see this 6-play drive, but it has only yielded 5 yards for Birmingham.
Kent looking for Morris as time expires in the third quarter. He is short, but third down and short for the Steeldogs as they try to cut into this 2-score Everett lead. John Fields leading a rejuvenated Hawks defense. Home team by 13. Birmingham knocking on the door going fourth quarter.
Bad credit? Need a dependable vehicle? Pierre Money Mart guarantees credit approval. Guaranteed credit approval. Apply online or call
800-800-8553, where your car credit is guaranteed.
Beacon Plumbing of Kent, Washington is a customer of Banner Bank, and you might see their truck heading up to Bellingham to help another Banner customer, Smith Gardens, with their plumbing. Now, Smith Gardens delivers plants to Pacific Building Center in Blaine, run by Bob and Pam Christensen and their dog Dutchie. And every summer, Bob, Pam, and Dutchie head to the Tri-Cities to watch this hydroplane sponsored by, you guessed it, Beacon Plumbing. It just goes to show that we're all in some way connected to the same bank.
Bad credit? Need a dependable vehicle? Pierre Money Mart guarantees credit approval. Guaranteed credit approval. Apply online or call
800-800-8553, where your car credit is guaranteed.
title ignites. The world's first team fighting competition crowns a champion as the Silverbacks square off with the Tiger Sharks. The International Fight League, Tuesday only on FSN.
FSN Live is where our experts take you inside the game, with Bill Kruger bringing you his 13 seasons of Major League experience and 6 years as the FSN baseball analyst. If you care about Northwest boys, you'll catch Bill Kruger's unique analysis and perspective every night on FSN Live.
Hawks defense has been playing big and a whole lot better than that. Kent under pressure, shoveling the pass forward to Story at the goal line, and he may have been across the line of scrimmage.
That's the first thing I thought of, is Kent now going and pleading his case with the referee. We'll have to see what sorts out, but you bet Everett Hawks are going the other way. And I tell you what, that should be an unsportsmanlike penalty as Story tosses the football across the width of the field. You're trying to determine where Kent was when he did that shovel pass. A smart play, but he didn't know where he was on the field.
Here they go, forward pass. Number 1. He was beyond the line of scrimmage. Lost the down. 4th down.
That's big. They lose the down as well. It's 4th down.
Here's the line of scrimmage right here. Kent cannot go past that and still throw the football, and you're going to see he's well past that line.
Fourth and 1. 4th down has been the Hawks' time tonight. They blow it down. Chavez was the man in motion. 2 Hawks defenders blew across the line, and offside is the call. The Hawks give it right back.
Field was a little bit early on that.
Unabated to the quarterback, number 93, defense. 5 yards from the previous spot, repeat, 4th down.
Unabated to the quarterback.
Those are big words for meaning offsides for the Everett crowd in attendance here. But John Fields, again, when you've got motion to that side, as opposed to looking snap count, you try and time it up with the motion, and you can get a little sloppy in doing so. John Fields hasn't quite gotten that timing down, as he's had a couple offsides, but more importantly, look at the tackles, the sacks, and the field goal block. The guy's getting in the stat book any way he can.
They'll try it again. Kent under pressure, gets away to the end zone, touchdown. Great individual effort on a busted play by Robert Kent.
Boy, I tell you, you saw some jets on Kent right there. You see why they played him at the receiver the last couple weeks, because when things break down, he can make it happen on his own. And in a small field in arena football, that's not easy to do. You see, it could have been a hold right there. John Fields was held. That's why the contain was not there at all. And Kent had the whole sideline to work with.
Chris Ekweme is down and in some pain. Lower leg is the issue. And as the medics take a look at Ekweme.
Ekweme, a guy, is making the transition from playing center to go into that fullback linebacker role. So a lot more movement involved, and you're moving in open space where at 6'3", 310 pounds, you don't see guys that big moving around in space, and he looks like he's in quite a bit of pain.
Hawks went out and picked up Mike Rose out of Idaho State this week after Jason Null, who had been their lead fullback. Null went down with a knee injury late in the victory over Stockton last Saturday. Now it looks like Ekweme, some of that initial wave of pain has passed, but look for 21 blue. And the opportunity presents itself as they take a look at Ekweme, and Alex Wolves will attempt the point after. He actually tried a drop kick PAT last week against Macon. That would have been good for 2.
Well, I played with a guy by the name of Darren Alcorn. He was way back when Mr. Irrelevant, the last player picked in the NFL draft. He ends up in the Arena Football League, all 260 pounds of him, and he used to do drop kicks all the time. 2 points for the extra point. You get 4 points outside of it.
Robert Kent drop kicking the Hawks defense, bringing the Steeldogs to within a touchdown.
The stars are out and the entertainment is heating up in June at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5.
June 10th, get down and get funky with the Ohio Players. June 17th, boxing up close and live in the showroom. And June 25th, the one and only Leanne Rhymes. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster or at the Emerald Queen Casino I-5 Tacoma, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Poker Superstars 3 on FSN. The kings and queens of poker royalty face off in a star-studded duel competing for over $1.2 million. Poker giants are ready for their close-ups. Who will be the last one standing?
Yes!
Poker Superstars 3, tonight on FSN.
It's poker, baby.
I helped build it.
So did I.
We're helping too.
Nosotros ayudamos, ahora es nuestra.
Musicians are helping too.
We help build it. We all help build it.
Rosen and I helped build it too. Through 30 years and 200,000 houses, Habitat for Humanity has been building homes and lives in America and around the world.
Habitat for Humanity. Support the work in your community. Visit habitat.org.
Birmingham onto the board after being held to 5 points in the middle quarters. Brockman will have a return. And Howe, the kicker, and Morris catches up with him, but Hassan Brockman with a tremendous return inside the Birmingham 10-yard line. Just when Everett needed another special teams play, they got it from the man nicknamed the Weapon.
Well, watch the burst right here. Cuts across the field, running away from the kicker. And if it weren't for a man trailing back into the play in Anthony Morris, that's got 6 written all over it. But Brockman once again comes up with the big play. Hasn't been as involved on the offensive end, but boy, has his presence been felt on special teams.
First and goal. The Hawks. Brockman touchdown. This is not Key's best night, and he pays again.
Not his best night at all. Comes into the game leading his team in interceptions tonight. He is getting used by Brockman and company. Look, a tackle off the line of scrimmage. Still got his hand on the jersey, and Brockman said, listen, you got to have better than that. I got 2 hands on the ball. I'm in the end zone, and I'm doing the hawk all night long.
Pauly for the extra point. And to reestablish a 13-point lead. Count it. Birmingham is a team that has really improved defensively, and 37 is a low number in AF2, but look at what Everett's defense has done as Hassan Brockman has become Brian Baker's best guy.
So Hassan Brockman does a great job on this play. It's their favorite play. He's going to come in motion, come all the way around the formation, and he's going to be playing on this guy right here. If he sits on him, it's a man play. He's going to bring it around. It turns out to be man-to-man defense. You're going to see he brings it all the way across the field as Keys is on the top of him. We already talked about the mugging he went over. Keys follows him. Baker does a nice job moving his feet to buy himself some time, and we see the result. Great catch, great concentration by Brockman, and they put the lead back up to 13.
Listen, we're not talking in Keys. He's having a nightmare here tonight, but we're not talking about some slug. Again, out of UAB. 6 interceptions, had one tonight early in the ball game, led this team with 35 tackles, had 7 a week ago against Macon. Brockman is just making him look bad.
Yeah, career worst night for Keys, no doubt about it, but you got to give credit to Everett. You can ask anybody in the league. Everett has got one of the most talented receiving corps out there. Keep in mind, they're missing Tavarius Davis tonight, who had 3 touchdowns last night. Hassan Brockman and Milton Myers have picked up the slack.
Sills to the inside, has a lane. Cockfield does a nice job of holding his position and slows him down shy of midfield. Well, Brockman with the finish, and why not? Because Hassan Brockman was the guy who started it with that terrific kickoff return.
One of the better offensive specialists you'll find. He does it on the offensive end. He does it in special teams with this big return. You see that burst of speed right when I said he's done a nice job on special teams. He comes out on offense and pulls down his third touchdown of the night.
You realize that he came into this game as their leading tackler, but since Wells came, he has made him an offensive specialist. Took him up. You talk about lining up guys to their strengths. He took him off defense so he could shine on offense through the hands of Phil Myers. Make sure that one doesn't land anywhere but carpet.
I tell you, you start to feel the momentum of this crowd, and everybody on that Everett sideline is on their feet. They really now have an advantage, that home field advantage that you hope to get when you're in your own building. Feel you that time hearing footsteps.
Well, before the game, Ron Chalesky told us one of his big concerns is, how are my guys going to hold up with this travel? Most of Birmingham's players have never been west of the Mississippi.
And if the game continues this way, they're not going to want to come back.
That's cold.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Unabated to the quarterback, number 97, defense. 5-yard foul. Replay, second down.
Ufoma Pele gets called for the offsides that time. Ufoma Pele, one of the few players with Arena Football 1 experience in the large Arena Football League, the big league, so to speak. He's lent a lot of leadership to this team since he came over 3 weeks ago. A complete transformation of this Everett Hawk team, and they're showing it on the field.
Well, you can see out of Maine, he's actually seen the Atlantic Ocean. Pump fake, Kent for Phil corner of the end zone. Great effort over the dasher boards, incomplete.
And I tell you what, in that little sweep back there, both players go over the top of the wall. The second that ball hit the ground, the fans said, heck with the players. They piled on. They tried to get that football. It's a souvenir. They gave no regard to the players who just sacrificed their body over there.
Milton Myers is the guy on the other side who is a little slow to get up, but I promise you, the night he's having, he won't be able to keep him down.
I tell you, folks, you've got to use every square inch of the field in arena football, and every arena you play in is a little bit different. Some have the squared off end zone, and you get the benefit of having all the yards, but in the Everett Event Center, you cannot explain how important using those sidebars are. You take a look at the quarterback throwing that. You know, when you got a regular end zone, that's a touchdown. He's got plenty of room. That Budweiser sign gets in the way. Again, becomes an extra defender for Everett. Milton Myers, as you see, shaking up a little bit, hopping back over the wall to the applause and appreciation of this crowd. That just shows you the true definition of Iron Man football. He plays on both sides.
Sounds of the game. We have microphones positioned in places, including that corner. Watch out, this is going to hurt his mama. Ow.
That's arena football at its finest right there.
Myers has had a chance to do the hawk dance, but he was seeing little birdies for a while, but he is shaking it off and back. What's the toughest shot you ever took?
Well, I remember dropping back in my own end zone, throwing the ball, taking a shot, and I'm looking at the feet of the people in the front row trying to figure out what happened. So you definitely end up, it's a fan-friendly game. If you're sitting in the front row, you better be able to lend a hand to your home team getting dropped at your feet.
Now third down. Kent swings to Chavez, can't handle it. No, actually, what the Hawks are arguing is that it was a swing pass
behind the line of scrimmage.
and behind the receiver, so it would have been a lateral and a free ball, but it was not. Fourth down, though.
Well, I tell you, watch Chavez. He does not trust his blocker. He's got a little screen set up. He wants no part of this ball. Stop motion. He's looking forward because he knows this Everett Hawks defense is swarming right now. If you trust your teammates and that they're going to make their blocks, Chavez makes that catches and go upfield. That time he did not. He was anticipating. Instead, he drops the ball.
What a change. This is a team that, the way they're playing here tonight, now remember, making 4-4, rather Birmingham 4-4. This team, you wonder if, geez, they're going to lose another game. Harris with a good catch along the sidelines. for the first down on 4th down. And Birmingham, off the nice play by Harris, continues its bid for the end zone to cut this to a 1-score lead and a lot of clock.
Oh, no question. Arena football, 9 minutes is like having a whole nother half to play in regular football. So many possessions, and with this short of a field, it can happen in an instant. But really, Everett's played a consistent game on all sides of the football so far. But it's the old adage, you got to play full 4 quarters. And right now, Birmingham starting to knock on the door a little bit.
11-yard play. Kent for Harris to the back of the end zone. Touchdown.
Tell you, everything is predicated, I've said it before, on that post or corner. That time, they bait Everett into the middle of the field, and Harris runs a beautiful route into the corner. The other route pulls the safety, Teray Butler, up, and that leaves a huge window to throw into. Great pass and catch by Birmingham, and they close that gap.
Harris came into the ball game having made only 2 catches, 1 for a touchdown. He's been money here, big first down, and now the touchdown. So on the last 2 plays, he's doubled his season's output. Wolves for the extra point, and it's good. A 6-point game as Robert Kent, the former Jackson State star, relieves the ineffective Ryan Hawk, making some music with Harris.
But he gets started so far back, you have to respect how much speed he's got coming forward to the line of scrimmage. He takes that to the corner. Easy 6 points for the Steeldogs.
When does a car become more? Is it with more power, more safety, more advanced features, or an amazing new look? The all-new redesigned 07 Camry is when a car becomes more. Now get this great low price on the all-new Camry at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, it's time to move forward.
Beacon Plumbing of Kent, Washington is a customer of Banner Bank, and you might see their truck heading up to Bellingham to help another Banner customer, Smith Garden Plumbing. Now, Smith Gardens delivers plants to Pacific Building Center in Blaine, run by Bob and Pam Christensen and their Dutchie. And every summer, Bob, Pam, and Dutchie head to the Tri-Cities to watch this hydroplane sponsored by, you guessed it, Beacon Plumbing. It just goes to show that we're all in some way connected to the same bank.
This is the only place to find your teams with over 300 live games. This is what a sports network should be. This is where you get. This is where you can hear from the experts. This is FSN, where Northwest fans come first.
Harris with his 2nd touchdown reception of the year, and the Hawks are expecting an onside kick. Have their men up tight. Wall kicks away. Myers has to defer to Cockfield, who lunges forward just to the FSN.
Brian, this is where Everett's got to answer offensively. They're bringing a little bit of that momentum back. They got back on the scoreboard. They're feeling a little bit good about themselves. It's up to this Everett offense to go right back at them, put some more points on the board.
Baker touchdown, swing pass to Brockman in motion. Good read on the defense by Keys.
Yeah, good read on the defense. He's playing far off, so pretty easy pass and catch for quarterback and receiver. Brockman gets yet another reception right at the line. The toughest part on that play is for Baker to get the ball from center, get a grip on the ball, and get it out to him.
7th catch of the night for Brock, 84 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty good 3 touches off of 7 catches. I'd take that.
Pretty efficient with Milton Myers.
With the pump kick, now throwing for Brockman. Thrown, has it, drops it incomplete. What is the foul.
There's hands all over the field right now. There's one by the line of scrimmage and one in the secondary.
Dunk.
Baker was being pursued again. See what the call is.
Multiple fouls on the play.
Big defensive from field.
And last week, Tony Wells said every time somebody said, I'm going to be the guy that makes. Baker almost looked like they were trying to set up a screen. It was a little bit too much, and the guy didn't get off.
Got to tell you, the quarterback is not the most comfortable, especially when Deion Du Bois is 6'1", 310. Your job is to absorb that. Let him come to you. But when he's three, I think it's important to note that Brockman, he didn't even play football in college. He played basketball.
To move Hockfield out of all. Guy probably enjoying this on some level that way as well. Baker looking for Pella at the goal line. There's
these linemen, they all want to touch the ball, but you're only going to get many chances if they play like that. Pella did quite was in the middle of the field, choose a shoulder one way or the other, and they're not real good at it. So Baker that time out. Still stuck in third gear.
Look at the play. Baker one down to almost nothing before he takes this. Another example of how this man is. Brockman fighting Keys along the near fourth down. Check that, third down.
This on Brockman didn't like the throw, didn't like the play call. The Keys locked him up right off the line of scrimmage. Really not much of a play. You want to try and give him Brockman the benefit of the doubt, but a little forced on that possession is Everett really squeezed now into the short side of that field. So you can trick Z loop. Come on, Baker!
Baker for Brockman. Away. With Harris on his backside, he can't. Is that about the toughest play you possibly?
Right. You know that turn. Hitting that board, so you can see that play all night go to the well one too many times. Now Craig Hawley will come out for a field goal.
24. That's 25. Missed it. Birmingham and the Steeldogs will start. Penalty marker is down. Break for the Hawks because the only other guy back there was Hawley.
Into the kicker at all. He does. Everett takes it. Kick.
Hawley is 2 of 9. His long yard is 2 of 9.
Pat him on the back and move on with our life.
With an extra point last week, gave the Hawks a Stockton. It is now a 2-score game with 1 minute remaining.
Everett took advantage of every opportunity they had tonight with very few exceptions. And they needed the board, but they needed a field goal to seal this victory. They got it. Defense, special, and offense. In yellow.
So now it's going to be Craig from this guy, not kick.
Drop. Name now is probably he's made his impact on this game, no doubt about it.
Kickoffs have been good tonight. And if this the clock does stop inside second and third,
I think going into that half locker room at halftime, understanding